The North Bay Railway has been running here in Norstead Manor Gardens since 1931. So we're going to go and have a look round now, talk to some of the people that operate it and have a look at some of the engines.
I'm a guard on the North Bay Railway. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of the railway. The project took place in the railway opened in 1931, the 23rd of May. Neptune was the name of the engine that came from Hudswell Clark in Leeds, and it was built specially for the job. A lot of people come on the railway thinking it's been steam or it is steam, and that's not the case. It was built especially for tourism. We have two engines. The Neptune came in 31 when the railway opened, and then Triton came in 32, both built in Leeds. In the first year of the railway, it carried 460,000 people. And we're just going through the tunnel now. 460,000 people, and it cost them threepence in those days. If anybody can remember what a threepenny bit looks like. When you compare the prices of the railway, even today, it compares to the price of a pint of beer for a return journey. During the war years, the railway didn't run, and legend has it that the two engines were bricked up in the tunnel we've just come through, with the instruments from the band, from the theatre. As a theatre, the railway, the lake and the water chute all opened at the same time. We carry, at the moment, we're carrying between 200,000 250,000 people, so it's still an iconic railway. People come from all over the world to ride it, and you can say there's a lot to be said for heritage. And I think the town here has got modernisation and heritage. I think the balance is very good here, and people do enjoy riding the rail. And it's amazing, we have families come on who grandmas have brought their kids and their kids are now bringing their kids, kind of thing. So we've hundreds and hundreds of people like that. It's a scenic route, as you can imagine. We've just come past the open air theatre. That's now been transformed into a concert venue. 3 years ago, the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh came and cut the ribbon, and the first concert we had after that, Kiri Tukanawa and Jose Carreras sang, which I had to keep pinching myself that they were actually here in Scarborough. It was amazing. We're now entering the seaside area of the journey. We've got the cable car here, which ran in the 70s. It was put up in 75, and I think finishing around 2000. It was iconic in its day. We used to find loads of women's shoes, you know.
Oh, right.
And here we have the view of the North Bay. Amazing. The castle keep on the headland there, been there for 1,000 years, about 1155 it was built. Nothing's changed much on here. The view as you're out to sea there wouldn't have changed in the last, 8,000 years. The North Sea's been there for 8,000 years. So nothing changes in that respect. But yeah, it's good to see today so many hundreds and hundreds of people here. And as I say, the weather doesn't get much better than this.
Right, now also here in Scarborough you have another quite famous passenger on this train occasionally.
Indeed, Percy. Percy lives the top of the hill there, and he's a black cat. He's a smooth cat, wears a collar, and he's very friendly towards the railway. And the papers rang us up one day, and we gave them a story that Percy travels every day on the railway from Peterham and comes up to Scarborough Mills to visit the Sea Life Centre. And the papers got hold of that, printed the story, and then the internet got hold of us and transferred the whole story throughout the world. And so the next thing, we have a camera crew from America, from Boston, came over, and they had all the business. They had collars for Percy. They had a camera which they put around his neck, and they allowed him to travel around. And we found out that Percy goes to the golf course. He goes to the golf club every morning for his breakfast. He then goes down to the Sea Life Centre and then comes and sees us. John Wynne, who was in the ticket collector up here at the time, was a very good friend, and Percy used to come in and pinch his food and stuff, and he's always been a character. So we made this story up of him being the railway cat, and these people came, as I say, and with all the. But the day they wanted for film, he disappeared.
No Percy.
No Percy with his collar on. And he went off for 3 days. So we had to reenact Percy being there, and we had to make up he was being there, and it was quite bizarre, really. But we had people came from Osaka in Japan to see Percy, just to see Percy, and they stayed here from 10 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and he didn't appear because nobody knows where he is. And they went back at 4. They hadn't been gone 10 minutes from here, and Percy was sat at the ticket office licking his lips. Yeah, he's a real character.
Well, I'm now standing next to David Fardoe, who is the general manager of the North Bay Railway, and today he's in charge of the smallest pub in Yorkshire, which is called the Boatmans Tavern. Now, over the last few years, there's been quite a lot of development going here, hasn't there, David, with the new buildings over there and everything. Could you tell us a bit about what's been going on over those few years?
Yes, I can. 5 years ago, they decided to renovate everywhere up, so basically the station building was built with the shop and everything. The Glass House Cafe Bistro was also built at the same time, which was an old shelter where everyone could sit, and that was done up, and that opened 6 years ago next May. And it's been very busy since, and it's good to add to the attractions, and obviously a lot more people are coming, a lot more people staying on the North Bay Railway site because there's lots to see and do.
Yeah. Okay then, David, well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day today,
Beautiful
and
sunny day.
I hope you have a successful season.
Yes, thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Okay.